Yeah, okay, so we're going to be doing that from 8 till about 9. Then we'll play 1 or 2 games, just chill. And then at 10 o'clock until 11 o'clock, we have a quads rebirth tournament. Zleague. Which I think is pretty cool. Leandri! Hallo, it's weer apart! How you dude? Hi guys, are you well? Hoe gaan het met u? Gaan het goed? Just this. So yeah, so that's the itinerary for tonight, ladies and gents, which I think is quite exciting. And just so that you guys know, your little fellow over here and Mr. KentBreezy from 6 until 7 p.m. won a Zleague tournament. No, I think I know exactly what's causing it. Seems to be gone now, but I think I know what is causing it. I think I know exactly what's causing it. Yeah, it's gone now. Fine. Want extreme? It's a dark stabilizer. Yeah, not doing it now. I think we fixed it. See? That's why I'm the guy that's doing the settings. Okay, so jumping into Discord, doing a helping people with their stream setup, helping people with their PCs, to optimize them as much as possible, which I think is quite cool. It's a cool opportunity for me and us as a community to help out some fellow Dell guys with their setups. Then after that, we're jumping in for about an hour. We might actually do some Streamlabs, you know, aim training stuff for about an hour, and then Kent, Zaid, Last, and myself playing in a quads tournament on Rebirth, which is going to be quite intense. And yeah, guys, just so you know, oof, Vicky Lat to the party, huh? Vicky Lat to the party. I don't know how much of this you guys can see. Dow. First place with 56 points, boys and girls. See that? You gotta say that. He's won a tournament just now, boys and girls. That was pretty cool, not gonna lie. That alone was pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting up there in the 20 world. I think is gonna be quite cool. So yeah, that's it. So we're just waiting for about 12 minutes. Is there even a way to optimize Warzone though? Yes, sir. There are hundreds of ways of, you know, that's the problem, Python. If it was a good game, right? If it was a well optimized game, it wouldn't need optimization. Make sense? So because it's so loosely fucking done, it actually has tons of ways of optimizing. And if you guys stick around, obviously, if you don't, the YouTube VOD will be there, as well as the Twitch VOD. And you guys are more than welcome to watch it back again, play it over and over again, and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're on PC, there's a ton of optimizations that you can do for Warzone, and there's actually companies that get paid to give you the info I'm going to give you. Give me tips to optimize my game. I have a 1070, 16 gig RAM. Okay, cool. What hard drive do you have? You got a solid state drive or not? The 1070, that's a 4 gig card, right? Or 3 gig card. Okay, you got a SSD. Happy days. Is your 1070 a 4 gig or a 3 gig card? And is it the RTX or is it the GT 720? Which edition? I want to show you all of the stuff. 10 minutes, boys. 10 minutes. We're going to have this little session. Phone all your friends. Tell them to hop in. Tell them maybe if they're on PC, they can learn something. So, Bullet, the itinerary for tonight, we are from 8 o'clock until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. We are helping other streamers with their stream settings and game settings to optimize it. And then from 9 o'clock to 10, we'll stuff around. I think we'll do some Streamlabs, Aim Lab stuff just to hone the skills a little bit. And then from 10 till 11, we have a quads rebirth tournament. I am streaming it, Syria. I am. So the video, so what I was thinking we can do, Syria, I'm glad you're here, is we could take the YouTube VOD and put it on the link. So for those that can't make it, they can watch the VOD back. What do you think? You think it's an 8 gig GTX? Okay, so you got a GTX 1070. Okay. Okay. I got you. No bullets. You must get over that. We're not doing that ever again. We're not doing that. The yeah, marbles. Marbles is a PC crasher. A piece of rubbish again. That's why no one's playing it anymore. Okay. Okay, so if it's an 8 gig, okay, I got you. There's a couple of things. Your i5 8600K is a what core? This i5 600K. Okay, so it's a 6 core 6 thread. Nicely done. Okay, cool. 6 core 6 thread. 2 channels. Okay, what memory have you got? You said you've got 16 gigs of RAM. Is it 3200, 3600? Do you know? 3000. Okay, on your PC, do me a favor. Right click on your start menu. Go to Task Manager. I'm gonna show you. Do this. Make life easier for you. Get out of the game. Okay, so just copy what I'm doing, dude. Okay, so you've opened up Task Manager. Go to Performance. Click on Memory, and tell me what's written. What's written there? I don't know how much bigger I can make it for you. But under Speed, tell me what's written there. Does it say 3000? Okay, happy days. So you've got XMP profile enabled in your BIOS. Right, happy days. Okay, so the other tuning stuff you're gonna have to stick around because I don't want to have to do it twice. But yeah, there's some other stuff that I can help you with, Python. If you jump into the Discord, I'm gonna actually share a zip file with some optimizations inside it. And you basically execute those, and then it splits it, whether it's AMD or Intel. So there's some stuff that you can do in your BIOS for C state, which you can disable C states in BIOS. And basically what C state does is it's a thing that controls your CPU and the idle of your CPU. So if you got 6 cores, for example, while you're playing, one core might go idle, right? Which then puts strain on the other cores, and then you start getting frame skips, and you start getting frame jumps, and you start getting up and down frames. It starts like your frames go up and down and up and down. So you disable C state, which keeps all 6 cores on at all times. That helps a lot. But then there also is dependencies on cooling. So if you've got good cooling, I don't know if you have like a water cooler, or if you've got good fan cooling inside your desktop. That's an important factor. If you do, then turn C state off is a good option, because it keeps your PC running. It keeps your PC alive, right? It like, imagine like you've got a class of 6 and you've got one student sleeping, right? When it comes to the overall test results, you're going to get that one student that's not doing so well. Okay. So C states and BIOS, that's one. The other optimizations that you can do are to the actual game EXE. So optimizing GPU scheduling, fixed refresh, Okay, so you've got a single liquid cooler. Okay, happy days, happy days. That's good, that's good, that's good. So things like optimizing the game's exe to run best with Windows, and there's a couple of Windows optimizations which I'm going to take you guys through, which you'll see make a world of difference to making Windows run at its optimum. Because Windows, we both know, Windows ain't the best, right? Windows ain't the best. Let me just see this quickly.
How's it, guys? Okay. Maybe schedule this.
Hey, you missed it, bro. You missed it. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys through these optimizations step by step, and then the whole idea is to actually get the guys to do this live, right? A lot of these optimizations they can clock off while they are while they're bugging around. Okay, so let's go into Dogs of War, and we're going into info and tips. Who's going to drop this file in her? Drive. This one file is too powerful. Max size 8 megs. That fucking sucks. I wonder if we can put stuff in the Dropbox. So Ria, if you're still in here, can I add stuff to the Dropbox? Let's sign up. No, I don't have access. Nilsy, what's up, dude? There is an optimization pack for Windows and for the game that I want to add there, that I want to take the guys through. But it's quite sizey. It's 190 megs. Nilsy, I'm good, brother. I'm good, thank you. You might also want to stick around, dude. We're doing some stream and PC optimizations. But Python, you set your fan curve, dude. So if you download MSI Afterburner, for example, you can override the fan curve and run the fan curve at max all the time. All it means is it draws more power from your PC. So unless you're on prepaid electricity and you're stingy about power consumption, then do that, because that'll help a hell of a lot. And both fans are actually spinning. You can actually see both fans spinning, right? You might want to consider getting some more case fans. So ingestion and exgestion fans for your case. That'll help a hell of a lot. Relene, hello. How are you? Yeah, I can't add. Discord says maximum 8 megs. Really not allowing me to do much. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a Google Drive. I'll do a Google Drive and then I'll share the link there. Okay. You get to that. Drive. It's okay. I can't email it to you. Sorry. I'm going to put it on Google Drive and share the link. You can grab it from that link and just copy it across to your OneDrive. You good with that? If that suits you. Yeah, one is okay. It's almost done. Okay, cool. I'll jump into the Discord now. Let's just want to share at people. Copy link. I'm pasting that link inside that streamer info and tips.
To use, or anything that you've come across with streaming that would really just help everybody with higher quality streams, because your overlays and stuff is perfect.
Thank you.
So
I'll
perfect.
try. Hi, Black Eyes. How are you?
Fun, and you did.
Good,
Good,
good.
good, good.
Just happy it's evening. I'm supposed to be sleeping. Like, I'm actually really surprised I saw the message. I'm so sorry it took me so long. But I did 12 hours today, and I just feel like I completely missed the entire day. So I haven't slept yet.
Grinding, dude, grinding.
Yeah, I'm working really hard.
I'm literally thinking, like, I might as well just go live now. That's how much energy I have left.
Wow.
First instinct, so might as well go live.
Telling you.
Just mute your stream. Okay. I think, Russell, if you want to start talking about the optimization stuff that you have planned,
Happy days.
you can, and then when people join, they can just listen in, but we'll have the VOD now for anybody that's missing it.
Yeah, so it'll be on so I'll share the YouTube link of the VOD afterwards, because I'm streaming now, so it just helps that we can create a VOD for those that are not here. So in the channel, that streamer info and tips, there's a Google Drive link to an optimizations pack. Now that optimizations pack has been designed by guys in the States, and one of them said he would share it with me. And basically what these guys are doing is they creating optimizations for Windows, as well as for your graphics, as well as for your BIOS, as well as for hardware and any software that you've got. And they run you through this optimization guide that basically has these 6 sets of things to do. So there's Windows maintenance items, graphics optimizations, and it caters for both AMD and Nvidia, which is quite cool. Then Windows optimizations, doesn't matter what Windows version you're on. Some BIOS optimizations, hardware optimizations for graphics cards and CPUs, and then there's some software optimizations, things like disabling hardware acceleration on all the apps that you run, allows your PC to have more resources to freely run the games that you're running. So if you wanna go download that, what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna go through each one of them and just give you a little bit more detail behind each one. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you've got it just right. It's quite sizey. It's about 190 megs, but it also contains a lot of the programs that are going to run to do these things for you, so you don't have to go and download those programs. Right, so under the Windows maintenance side, there's a couple of things. So the first thing is Windows by default updates your network card drivers before any other application that you have. So when a Windows update comes out, it generally updates your graphics card drive or your network card drivers by default. So the first one is device manager, making sure that your Ethernet driver that you have running is the correct one. So if you open that one up and you go to network adapters, you'll see, for example, I've got a Realtek gaming gigabyte family controller. But make sure that that Realtek network adapter is actually the one that is advertised on your motherboard. If it's not, right click on it, update drivers, just to get the latest drivers for it. Okay, when that one's done, the next one is DirectX installer. So having the next or the latest version of DirectX is hella helpful. DirectX has got this weird thing where it starts caching every game that you play. It starts holding shader cache, and the longer you've played a game for, the bigger that cache size gets. And sometimes that cache gets corrupt. When that happens, you start having frame stutters, or you start having drop frames, or your frames fluctuate up and down. Right, so that's a DirectX installer. You can run that. It downloads the latest version of DirectX and installs it, and cleans the cache that's installed on, that's stored on your PC.
Do you run this just once, or do you have to do this on a regular basis?
So what I tend to do, I've got like a every 3-month routine. So every 3 months I run through this. Just because clearing that cache out, and I'll show you another thing you guys can run after all of this, which shows you that Windows actually corrupts a lot of this stuff when it does updates. So having it fresh is always the best way to go. Right.
You just work from
1,
one
2,
point
3.
to-
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just work down the list.
Alright. Everybody in here can see on the stream, right?
I think everybody can see on, unless you guys want me to share my screen in Discord as well. I don't know if it'll help you.
I mean, I'm just watching a stream.
Okay, cool. Watching my
I
stream.
will serve.
All good, all good. Okay, you're watching the stream. Okay, cool. So after DirectX installer, the next one is C++. So C++ is the runtime library that runs in the background. So it's all the code libraries. When games are built, they're built on the latest code sets. So people will go and look for open source code, or they'll look for proprietary code like C# or Delphi or whatever it is, and then they build the game based on those. So having the latest C++ libraries installed on your machine helps the game decode and encode better. It also helps your stream quality to have the latest encoders installed for C++. So if you just double click on that one and run through that installer. Okay, the next one, Windows updates. Now, Windows updates doesn't care whether you're on the machine or not. Doesn't matter what they tell you. So even though inside there it says there's active hours and inactive hours, and it'll download when it's inactive, that's a load of nonsense. Windows updates constantly pings the Windows Update server, WSUS server, to check for updates. Now during gaming, and specifically like role play type games, the packets that are sent when a Windows update is done take priority over everything else. So you might experience lag, or you might experience packet loss when that happens, and it's completely out of your control. So what the advice here to do is to do Windows updates, get them up to date, make sure your Windows is activated, which is step 5, and after that pause updates. And you can actually pause updates for a set period. You can pause it for 7 days, pause it for up to 30 days, but no longer than that. So that's why I say every now and then I come back and I redo the pausing of updates again, so that it pushes that out, so that I'm in control of the Windows update process. If you're trying to activate Windows and you don't have a key, that website at step 7 allows you to buy a Windows key at like a heavily discounted rate. It's like almost giveaway. It's like 120 Rand or something for a Windows key.
Oh wow.
Which is quite cool. Okay, step 8 is App Store. Windows App Store is constantly running in the background, and the store updates any applications that are installed. So if you've got things like OneDrive, Skype, those things installed on your machine, The App Store does the same thing as Windows Updates. It constantly pings Microsoft Store to look for updates, and those packets take a priority over all other packets. Right, so opening up the Windows Store and then clicking on your profile and then going to app settings and making sure that app updates, purchase, sign in, offline permissions, and video autoplay are all turned off. That'll stop that thing from doing those consistent pings to check. Okay.
I didn't even know you could turn that off.
Yeah, there's so many things in Windows that are just sitting in the background, chowing resources, and this is why you can take low spec machines. Like when I say low spec, you could take like i5 low spec machines with like a 1070 graphics card, and you can still get well over 130 frames in Warzone, as an example. I'm using that because that's the benchmark, I know. But because all the stuff runs in the background, it just chows resources. Okay, the next one is step 9. Windows comes with a whole bunch of settings in the background, which are very annoying. There's advice that Microsoft's given to install what they call a trimmed down version of Windows, which doesn't come with all the funny stuff like maps and locations and all that stuff. So offline maps, as an example, if you've ever Googled a location, right, it stores the active location on your PC, right? And then every time Google Maps drives around and updates stuff like the road view, the road view and all that, all downloads to your PC in the background. Okay, so offline maps is something that you should switch off completely. So if you're watching the stream, under metered connections turn off, map updates turn off. Okay, and you can delete all maps if you want to do that. Just that's good privacy to do that as well. So that's for offline maps. Okay, the next one, the longer you've had your PC, the bigger this problem becomes. Okay, temp files are a killer on a machine because Windows is as badly optimized as most games are. Okay, so in step 10, these are temp files that sit on your PC. Okay, every time you click on something, every time you play a game and it downloads shaders, every time you update drivers, every time you change a setting, all of those things stay inside your temp files. You can open up that folder, you can select all those files, and you can delete them. Okay?
It's safe to delete.
It's safe to delete them because they're temp files. If it pops up and it says folder is in use, you can just tick the box that says do this for all current items and say skip. All that means is that those files are currently active. That's all that means. But you can delete those files safely, 100% safely. Oh, let's skip it again. Okay, the next one that you can do is step 11. The same deck. It might be the same thing. Delete temp files. No, okay, so there's two places where temp is stored. On your local directory, so app data local temp. And if you go back, the next one takes you to Windows temp, which is what Windows does. Okay, so you can take all of those files, which are like the old virus definition updates that are just sitting there. It's all old stuff that you've done. You can delete those ones too.
Yeah, that's great. That saves some extra space on your PC.
The next one's going to save you a hell of a lot of space. Okay, so free up space in your C drive. So if you double click on that one, it's going to take you to my computer or this computer. If you right click on your C drive, and your C drive is the most important one because that's where your operating system is sitting, and you click on properties and you click on disk cleanup.
This is hidden behind your camera right now.
Okay, I'm moving them away. Can you see them now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So all of these files over here are there. You can see there DirectX shaders. Okay, so that's the shader cache that's kept on your PC. Delivery optimization files are routes to the Windows Store, routes to Windows updates. It's all of those small little cached files that it keeps on your PC. Okay, what you want to do here is you want to click on clean up system files. Now, if you haven't done this, that little step could take a while. But the most important things sit inside here. Every time you do a Windows update, all the old files are put inside a location. all your antivirus definitions, the older definitions, are put inside this location. Your temporary internet files are kept in this location. Your system error, every time an application causes an error, those dump files are kept in a location. And you can see I do this almost every week, and I've already got 2 gigs here. So I shudder to think what you guys have. Okay, yeah, I don't want to know. All right, but what you can do is you can select every single one here. So every single one of these you can select, every single one, and you can say view files, it'll open them up, you can select them all, and you can delete them. And now for those of you, and I don't know if you have shadow copies enabled, only you will know, and it's preference specific. So shadow copies is basically a thing you can enable. If you delete a file by mistake, you can go and fetch it from a shadow copy of that file. So things aren't permanently deleted, they're kept temporarily. If you do have shadow copies enabled on your C drive, you can go clean them up under more options. So you can click on clean up there, click on delete, and that'll get rid of any shadow copies that you have. Okay, delete files. Now you'll see it'll start going through that delete process. And now if you've like recently upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11, you're going to have a ton of data sitting inside there. And remember, the fuller your C drive is, the less optimally Windows runs.
Yeah. And this is how it's going to run for everybody, regardless of what PC you
It
have.
doesn't matter what PC you've got, it's all the same. Yeah.
So somebody that doesn't know how Windows works will be able to follow these instructions.
100%. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And again, the Discord's there. So if somebody's struggling, they can always just shout out, and we can do a one-on-one and jump on there. All right, so that's that one. If you then want to go back into that optimization pack for Windows. Okay, so we did steps 12 and 13 in one there. So the next one is background applications. Now you'll be surprised when you double click on this, you probably have background apps enabled. Okay, and this is a typical thing that happens on most people's PCs. They end up having a scenario where background apps are enabled. So if it is enabled, things like your calculator, alarm clock, your camera, and this is running in the background, so not active apps like your stream and stuff. It's background use. Cortana's for searching, maps, photos uploading, all of these things are running in the background. You can safely turn all of these off, because as you execute something that needs a camera, it'll come on. So you're not disabling it, you're just stopping it from running in the background permanently. So you can just turn that setting off. Okay. The next one is startup apps. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when you start up your PC, you may find that your PC takes a long time to start up, and you go, but geez, I've got so much resources and specs, why is it taking so long? A lot of the times, these apps are starting up with Windows. Okay, and another place to find these is if you go to Task Manager and you go to Startup. You'll see a list of apps over there. You can also disable them there. Now, disabling it doesn't mean that you never be able to use it again. It just means that it won't start up with Windows. So things like Steam, I'm guessing, is in your list. And 90% of the time people let Steam start up with Windows. When that happens, you slow the machine down intensely in terms of its starting up, or the startup time. Okay, so you can turn off the ones that you don't want. So things like Windows Security I leave on, my Realtek audio drivers I leave on, because I know that those are small impact. But like Cortana, I don't want Windows to offer me help. I don't need Alexa on my PC. So I close that stuff off. Okay, so this one over here is the next one, is about how you set up your PC. So some of us, when we originally installed Windows, created a standalone account. Others linked it to like a Google account or a Gmail account or a Facebook account. So when we log in, we use those credentials to get into Windows. Okay. This requiring Windows Hello to sign in from Microsoft accounts, you can turn that off. right? When you turn that off, it means that it will sign in, and once it's signed into Windows, it will then connect to validate you. So it kind of stores your password offline, which makes your startup time a lot quicker. So you can turn that setting off as well to increase your startup time. Okay, step 17, sync your settings off. This sync settings when your PC is running is, again, things like OneDrive, Skype, all of those offline services constantly run in the background, and sync services from Microsoft, like I said earlier, take priority over other packets. So you end up having packet loss and lag and so on while you're playing, and you don't understand why, because your stream's fine, and those packets are interfering with your day-to-day. So you can just turn that sync settings off. Okay, next one is unwanted background programs. So unwanted background programs are the list of items, and I don't know how many of you have actually gone through this list. For those of you that are using hacks, just don't do this step on stream because people can see what you got running in your task manager. But effectively, this shows you every single app that's running on your PC at the moment. Okay, it's always advisory to go through this list and make sure that the stuff that's on here is stuff that is that you're aware of it, and stuff that's actively running. Okay, so make sure that you go through this list often enough. Okay, so I'm happy with what's there.
Any
Say again?
remote access programs aren't running on there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All of those kind of things. Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay, the next one is uninstalling OneDrive and Skype. Now, if you use OneDrive and Skype, obviously don't install it. But if you do not use OneDrive and Skype, please uninstall it. They are extremely resource intensive on Windows. So you'll open up your apps and features list, you'll scroll down until you find Skype or OneDrive, and then you'll uninstall it. Okay, so find it, you'll click on it, and you'll click on uninstall. And if you're not using them, I did some benchmarking on Skype, for example. Having Skype installed on your PC but not using Skype actually uses more data than if you use Skype, because it's constantly checking to see if there's an account or if there's something that it can register with. It's actually hell of annoying. Okay, the next two, uninstall bloat and 21 uninstall bloat, are also programs, are also just there for you to go through your add remove programs and go through your Microsoft store and just make sure that anything that you don't need or have not used in the last 3 months or 4 months, that you uninstall it. A lot of those have background services, which I'm going to show you in a second. And for those of us who have had PCs for a longer time, this next step is going to scare you just a little bit. Okay, so step 22, remove unwanted auto runs. This program executes, and basically what it's looking at is it's looking at so under the everything tab at the top left hand side, it's showing you all of these are services that are actively running with your machine. Okay, if they are orange like that, that means that those services have programs that you've uninstalled, but the service is still running on your machine. Okay, so I know DragonStart, for example. I use DragonStart for my gaming because it's part of the Gigabyte suite to help my packet loss. Just keeps it at a minimum, lag and stuff. But I uninstalled Dragon. See, it's not there. So now that service is still sitting there under Task Scheduler, but I'm not using it. Okay, so I'll take that service, for example, and I'll delete it. Yes. And that will now. Okay, now it's gone. And I'll take the next one. It's called My Service. This one sits for GigaHub Adjust Service. Don't know what it is. Cheers. It's gone. All of these things here, these are DLLs that are installed and registered on my computer and running, but there's no programs or services associated with them. So I remove them. Now, the longer you've had your PC, you'll see the more is here that is orange. and you're going to remove all of those services. So those are stale, what they call stale services. That's it on your machine.
So this is not built into the uninstall exe.
That's it. That's it. Which one, Cappy? The remove unwanted auto runs. Does that shortcut not work? Okay, if it doesn't work, right click on it and say run as administrator. If that doesn't work, I'm going to ask you to try something for me. You might be executing the program from inside the zip file. Extract everything first and then try and run it. Windows might not let you execute this program from within a zip file. Let's let him try that quickly. So again, it's a good tip that Cappy's giving. If any of these shortcuts don't work, then make sure that you unzip the zip file into a folder before you run them. Because depending on your Windows security level as a user, it may deny you from running certain things if it's running from within the zip file. Python, good question. So how much FPS boost will you get from doing this? So I was streaming to Twitch, streaming to YouTube, recording and playing Warzone at the same time, right? And I was getting about 120, 130 FPS. I ran just these optimizations, plus one or two extras, which I'm going to tell you about afterwards, but that's Warzone specific, and I don't want to bore people like Muffin with my Warzone talk.
Please, DVD only. Come on. What is this?
I went from about 140, 130, 140. On Caldera, I'm about 210 FPS, and on Rebirth, I'm clocking 250 FPS. Just doing these. But remember, my specs are quite high. So I've got a Ryzen 9 5900X and a 3070. But I'm also on a single PC setup. If I had a dual PC setup, we'd be in heaven right now. Okay, cool. Cappy, you happy if I continue? If that hasn't worked for you, let me know. Otherwise,
yeah, all good. Continue.
You get happy days. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the next one is graphics optimization. So that's folder number 2. Okay, now these steps over here are going to I'm going to ask you to run these offline, because what it's going to require you to do is boot into safe mode for Windows, and it's very simple. It actually shows you how to do it. Okay, so you boot into safe mode. There's a program called Display Driver Uninstaller. This is probably the biggest optimization you're going to get off your PC. When you are upgrading your graphics drivers, whether it's AMD or Nvidia, each driver that it uninstalls and installs a new one retains bloat. It retains a lot of files on your machine, a lot of DLLs that cause conflict, and they give you advice. They say to you, there's a best version to run for Warzone, for example. There's a best Nvidia driver version or a best AMD driver version to run. So what this display driver uninstaller does, and I'll show you, there's a video on how to run this thing, removes completely from the registry, from your entire machine. It removes any trace of the driver. Then when you install the new driver, it's like you've installed the driver for the first time. This setting alone, or this optimization alone, is probably the biggest benefit that you're going to see on your PC. Okay, so that includes steps 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. It includes those. Okay, so I want you to run those offline, and I'll share a link in the Discord as well, and I'll put it in my Discord as well, so you guys can also see it, just for that specific step, the display driver uninstaller, the DDU, which is the big saver for you. Okay, the next step that you can execute while we're online here is what they call MSI mode for your GPU. Now, you guys will have heard, or may not have heard, there's something called MSI Afterburner. MSI Afterburner works for any single GPU, whether it's an MSI GPU or not. Okay, it's brilliant. It works like a charm. But a lot of people run MSI Afterburner without having their GPU in MSI mode. What that means is that any optimizations that you make in MSI Afterburner, only 25% of those optimizations actually apply to the GPU if it is not in MSI mode. Right, so step 8, if you double click on that, if you right click on that and you run as administrator, that MSI mode for GPU, you see it'll open up a screen that looks like this. It may look like a lot of gibberish, but there's one thing that you need to check, and one thing only. Find your graphics card driver, move your mouse across to the tick box for MSI, make sure that it is ticked. If it isn't, tick it. If it's
How do
already...
you know which one is yours if you don't know anything about PCs?
What graphics card do you have? Do you know?
Um,
If you
I'm
don't, it's
just
easy to
asking
find
in
out.
general.
Okay,
I'm
no.
just asking in general for if somebody maybe doesn't know anything about PCs, but they want to use your optimizations. How
Hap-
do they know?
Happy days. Okay, so the easiest way to find out what graphics card you've got is if you right click on Start, go to Device Manager.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you look under Display Adapter, that will tell you what graphics card you have. So find that name in this list, make sure that MSI tick box is ticked, and click Apply. If it's already ticked, you can't click Apply, then close when you're done with that. Path does not exist error. You must run as admin, Cappy. If I run it normally, then it says the same thing to me. You need to run it as administrator.
Okay, I did run as administrator, still gave me the same thing. Should have just closed restart, I think.
Did you extract all this stuff from the zip file? You did. Just want to see this MSI mode. So if you go, Cappy, if you go right at the top, there's a folder called Files.
Thinking I just restarted all of it.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll give it a sec. Python, I'll put it after I'm done here. I'll put that link in my Discord as well, so you guys can grab it there.
Okay, I'm back on it.
Okay, cool. Just try run it as administrator again.
Okay, no, same problem.
Same problem. Okay, at the top is it's called _files. There's a folder there. You see it?
Okay, yes.
If you go into that and you look for msimode.exe, right click on that and say run as administrator.
Request registry access is not allowed.
And you run it as administrator.
Try again. Okay, no, now it works. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so just as a screenshot, you should be able to find your, tick that box, click apply. That's what you need to do for that one. Okay, so step 9 just shows you graphically what it needs to look like. Okay. Okay, the next one is a very interesting one. A lot of people don't have the correct BIOS settings for their PC. So there are two, if you run step 10. Run as administrator, step 10. It's going to pop up a screen that looks like this, and this may look like a lot of information. Okay, but there's only two things that you need to look at. Okay, so on that screen, you need to be looking for the top part over here where it says bus interface on that screen. And you want to make sure that hey Anthony, what's up, dude? How's it? Okay, so under bus interface, you want to make sure that the PCIe has got those numbers or what is equivalent on your motherboards. So your motherboard, if you look at your motherboard specs or the case for your motherboard, the box that it came in, it's going to tell you what PCIe generation it's got and what that generation is capable of. So what you're looking for here is to make sure that you're getting the maximum out of your GPU. Okay, so if you have a later type motherboard like a B550 or a Z series motherboard, those would be running PCIe X16 4.0 at 16 4.0. If that's not there, then your graphics card is not seated correctly inside your motherboard. Check that out. Okay. The other one that is very important is if you click on the advanced tab on that screen that's popped up, there's a thing called Resize Bar. So if you scroll down, and you drop, see where it says general, you drop that to PCIe Resize Bar. If Resize Bar says disabled, you need to check out your graphics or your motherboard's BIOS settings. You'll find something in BIOS called Resize Bar. Resize Bar is a new technology that maps your memory from your GPU to the memory on your motherboard, making it probably 3 to 4 times faster, the speed that your memory communicates with your graphics card's memory. This is a big optimization if you don't have it enabled. Get it enabled. It's inside your BIOS. Now, each BIOS is different. I can't tell you exactly where to find it, but if you Google Resize Bar in your GPU or your motherboard model, it'll be able to tell you exactly where to find it. You'll get a nice improvement out of that update as well. Okay. The next one, 12 or 13, are dependent on whether you have an Nvidia or an AMD card. If you've got an AMD card, there's a screenshot that basically takes you through AMD, shows you, open up your AMD software, and it takes you through the settings to make sure that you have all these settings verbatim as they are. These are the most up-to-date and the best settings to have for your GPU. Okay, it's equivalent of Nvidia control panel. Okay, 14 and 15 are if you have Nvidia cards. So if you have an Nvidia card, 15 is a screenshot to show you, and it takes you through the Nvidia control panel and what settings to have to best make use. And there's a lot of gem settings inside here, like hidden settings that a lot of people don't know about, that are going to help you gain like a substantial amount of frames. Okay, so for example, one of the big ones for Nvidia is what people use is under power management mode. A lot of people over here have power saver mode enabled. What that means is your graphics card's probably running at about 50 to 60% of its capability. So just changing that to prefer maximum performance means you're going to have to ask your mom if you can buy more prepaid airtime, because you're going to consume a lot more electricity, but your graphics card's actually going to perform. Okay. The next one is for Nvidia cards only, right? So if you run this as administrator, Nvidia Profile Inspector, there is something in Nvidia that is enabled by default that probably shouldn't be enabled by default. And it's something called Nvidia, I want to find it for you quickly, Nvidia, where are we? Down. There we go, Ansel. Okay, so Nvidia predefined Ansel. What Ansel is actually quite a cool feature. So Ansel allows you to, in games, use your Nvidia overlays to take in-game photographs, like super high quality photographs that you can then make as a desktop background. Okay, when Ansel is enabled, every 60 seconds, it's taking a photograph without you even knowing. Right, so it's actually a setting that is consuming resources that you don't need. So opening up this profile inspector, you find Nvidia predefined Ansel usage, and you change this setting to disallowed. Okay, I actually use mine, so I keep mine allowed, but you can disallow it if you don't specifically want photos to be taken of in-game activity.
Just as an interesting thing, where would those photos be stored if you do want to use yours?
There is an Nvidia folder under the C drive. Don't know exactly where it is. I'll find it for you. But you can actually set it up inside. So when you press Control Z, then there is where is it? There's settings, highlight, photo mode, no, not that one. Highlights. There we go. That's where it's stored. So if you press Control Z to get into your Nvidia overlays and you go into highlights, you can actually find those files there. Files and videos that you specifically record. Okay, so that's that one off. The next one is probably something that I want to just spend a minute or two on. So a lot of people ask me, how many frames can I get, right? Because it's all about the frames. But a lot of people ask me that question, not knowing that their screen refresh rate is the limiter. So if you have, for example, a 27-inch screen, or even if you have a 32-inch wide, super wide screen, but it only runs at 60 hertz, you're only going to benefit from 60 frames. Okay, so the hertz of your monitor dictate the maximum frames that you are actually benefiting from. So I can give you 300 frames with optimizing, but if you have a 60 hertz screen, guess what? You're only going to benefit from 60 of them. Okay, so be mindful of that. And the way to check it is the next one. So resolution and refresh rate. If you open that up and you go down to the bottom and you click on advanced display settings, this will bring up your monitors. So it'll bring up your first monitor and it'll bring up its refresh rate. Make sure that that refresh rate is at the maximum that's allowed. Go to any other monitors that you've got and make sure that the refresh rate is at the maximum allowed. So for example, my primary is at 240 hertz and my secondary is 144 hertz. Okay, that's a very important one, because if you have a screen that's capable of doing 144 hertz, but you've set it to 60, you're actually only seeing 60 frames when the screen is capable of seeing up to 144. Okay, so a lot of times when graphics drivers update, this resets. So go check this out often, or if things feel sluggish or don't feel good, go check this out to make sure that it hasn't reset. Okay. The next one is what Windows calls HAGS, which is Hardware Accelerated GPU Scheduling. Okay, you may or may not have the setting depending on your graphics card driver and your graphics card driver version, or your graphics card physically. Okay, if you do have hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, make sure this is turned on. Windows has made great strides at reducing latency and improving performance on Windows, specifically when you're playing games. A note or a caveat: if you turn this on, you need to restart your PC after we've finished all of this stuff. But I would suggest you do that anyway. Okay, variable refresh rate. I would turn variable refresh rate on as well. It reduces screen tearing in games that don't support it, and most games these days don't necessarily, unless they have like Tomb Raider and those kind of games, like the latest games, they don't support variable refresh rate out the box. So this setting helps those games look better. So all of you know what screen tearing is. That's when you have like two frames and the one frame is kind of jagged from the other one. Okay. Screen tearing is horrible to see when you're playing. It's not visually appealing. So turn that on. Okay. The next setting is graphics performance preferences. Now this is very important for people that have a motherboard that has built-in graphics. So if your PC came with the HDMI port at the back before you put your graphics card in, that's the best way to know. If it did, then you have onboard graphics. What you want to do is you want to tell the computer what graphics card to use for your game. So you'll go browse, find your game. So you'll go browse, for example, you'll select the exe for your game. You'll say add. You'll find that game and you will make sure under options that you've chosen high performance. And typically, those that have onboard graphics, you'll see your Intel HD graphics listed here. You want to make sure that you've chosen the high performance graphics card that you're using or want to play with. Okay, and you can do that for all your games. You can list all of them, yeah. Okay. The next couple of steps I'm not going to go through tonight. So these are for more advanced users, but basically they are overclocking steps that you can take. All right. I'm not going to suggest anybody overclocks their stuff, because if anything happens and your graphics card burns out, I don't want you phoning me and telling me that your graphics card burnt out. Okay, so steps 20 to 24, caveat, terms and conditions. Use those if you know what you're doing. Okay. Right, next folder is Windows optimizations, and we're almost there. We're almost done with the Windows side of stuff, and then you guys can go get cracking and enjoy those frames. All right, so the first one is turn game bar off. Game bar in Windows is for Xbox users or Xbox controller users only. So if you have an Xbox controller plugged into a PC and you're playing games, leave the setting on. If you don't, please turn it off. It's extremely resource intensive. Okay, so turn it off if you're not using it. Okay, the next setting is what they call game mode on Windows. The later version of Windows. So if you've done your Windows updates like we spoke about earlier, you're going to see a massive improvement if you enable game mode. What this does is it helps Windows dedicate resources to the game that you want to play. Okay, so turn that on. The next one is a visual effects in Windows, and funny enough, to the eye, or the naked eye, I don't even know why Windows has this setting, because you really can't see it. Okay, there's a setting here called transparency effects. You can turn transparency effects off. It hogs a lot of resources, specifically on your graphics card. Okay, so you can turn that off. The next one is scaling. Scaling in Windows is something that they're still trying to fix. It's not 100%, but you want to make sure that you're scrolling down to scale and layout over here, and you want to make sure that this is on 100. Okay, if it's on anything else, when you're playing games, Windows is trying to scale small stuff bigger and big stuff smaller. That's going to cause hectic issues with frame skips and lags within games. Okay, so make sure that is sitting on 100%. Okay, Windows fix blurry apps. This is a setting that they put into Windows. I don't know, Lord alone knows why they invented this. But fix scaling for apps, turn this off. Don't let Windows try and scale stuff. So for example, if you are playing a game at a higher resolution or a lower resolution than your native desktop resolution, turn this off. Okay, because what Windows is going to try and do is it's going to try and make blurry stuff seem not so blurry, but it actually breaks small things that it fixes. Okay, so turn that setting off. Okay, the next one is for those of us, sorry, right click as administrator. This one is for those of us that use mouse and keyboard. So if you don't use mouse and keyboard, you can ignore me for a second. Under mouse properties, generally when Windows is installed by default, enhance pointer precision is ticked. Take this off. Okay, it's almost like mouse smoothing inside a game. Take it off. Okay, because it overcorrects what you're busy doing. Take that off. Okay. The next one is disable visual effects. If each one of these don't work, then just run them as administrator, then they'll open up. Okay, this one is visual effects in Windows. It also consumes a lot of resources. So you want to choose custom, and you want to make sure that show thumbnails instead of icons is ticked. For those of us who have photos and go through the photos and want to see the thumbnail, tick that one. And smooth edges of screen fonts, tick that one. The rest of the stuff here, nonsense. Untick it, make sure it's gone. Apply and OK. Okay, processor scheduling programs. Scheduling programs. So under advanced on this screen, so click on the advanced tab, make sure that programs is selected here. Okay, not background services. You're not running a server, you're running a PC. So you run this on programs. Okay, the next one is probably the coolest one that I didn't know existed. Okay, in Windows, it comes with power plans. If you're on a laptop, this is very paramount, but if you're on a desktop, you probably see about a 20% improvement by doing this. Okay, so there is a power plan inside Windows. So if you click on your search bar and you type in power plan, you see it'll come up with edit power plan. If you click on that, it'll pop up with this screen. If you choose change advanced power settings, you'll get this screen. 9 times out of 10, you will have default power plan or power saver power plan enabled. Okay, these power plan settings means that your screen switches off when there's inactivity, or your graphics card switches off or switches to low power saving mode when there's inactivity. Your CPU goes into idle mode when there's inactivity. Okay, when this happens, your computer is in a power saving mode. Now, when you're playing games and the game is probably not that resource intensive at the time that you're playing it, some resources may go to sleep. When they're needed, they take a long time to wake up again. When they wake up, you'll get frame stutters, drop frames. So what you want to do is you want to create an ultimate power plan, which keeps everything on your PC awake while you're using your PC. Okay, so in order to do that, you can close those two screens. There is step 9. You can run that as administrator. To know if it is successful, go back into that edit power plan and make sure that it says Bitsum high performance power plan. That power plan is designed to get the most out of your PC. Okay, once that's done, you can exit all the way out. The next one is disable hibernation. For those of us that have solid state drives, Kingston came out with a white paper article that said they've seen dead cells on solid state drives because of Windows hibernation mode. So what happens during Windows hibernation mode is it goes into low power consumption. The second you move your mouse, it kicks back into high power consumption again, and cells on your solid state actually die because of that switch between hibernation and non-hibernation. So disable hibernation mode, run that as administrator on your PC. Okay, the next one is again for advanced users, and what Intelligent Standby List Cleaner is a program that runs on your computer, and I want to explain it to you before I tell you to install it. What this thing does is it basically cleans up background memory that's sitting stale on your PC. So everybody's computer, if you go to Task Manager, Performance and Resource Monitor, you should get the screen. If you go to memory, you'll see that there's something here called standby memory. Every program and every bit of code and every game that's ever created uses memory to execute and to pass instructions between graphics card, processor, storage. That's what the memory is there to do. Okay. The issue is if a game or a program is very badly coded, then you get something called memory leaks. Now, memory leaks sits in standby memory. Okay. Now, if you were observant, you'll see that my standby memory now just cleared. That's because I have this program which runs and clears the memory every time it reaches a certain threshold. So every time the standby memory reaches a certain threshold, I clear it. That's what this program does. It runs permanently in the background. Okay, so if you have a problem and you notice, you can always open up Resource Monitor via Task Manager and see if the standby memory is high. If the standby memory while you're playing is very high, that game is badly optimized. You then want to come and run these two steps, 11 and 12. Okay. If it doesn't get high and you're playing games like Fortnite, for example, I know, and Apex, I know, for example, are very well coded, so they don't get a lot of standby memory. But if you're playing Warzone, I can get to 12 gigs of memory in standby list because the game is so badly optimized. So what this does is it clears that list so that I have more free memory to process active stuff. That keeps the games running smoother for if you have long periods of playing. Okay, and screen 12 will show you what you need to go and set for each one. And it shows you there. So what must your memory be? Your memory must be half of your memory. So you take your memory, you divide it by 1024, and that's the amount that you put inside there. Okay, if you need it, go and execute it. If you don't, I wouldn't say install it by default. I would say install it if you need it. Okay, the next one is performance counters. So in your resource monitor, again, all of these things that are sitting here, CPU that's sitting here, memory, all of these, the detail inside here, all these graphs, these are all performance counters. Sometimes your performance counters get corrupt. When that happens, your computer doesn't read the correct information when you're playing a game. So it asks, how much free memory do you have? And this resource monitor answers that question, but if the information is corrupt or the cache is corrupt, it's giving your game the wrong information. And then your game might suffer from a performance perspective. So what you do is run this and it rebuilds your performance counters. Run it as administrator, step 13. Okay. The next one is a registry tweak. So what the registry tweaks are doing is they are telling your game not to power throttle. Okay, that's what this registry tweak is doing. It's instructing your computer not to power throttle. It's turning power throttling off. It's doing things like system responsiveness. It's making your system more responsive to you playing multimedia or games. So things like streaming and play games. It's giving all the resources priority to that. Okay, it's telling your scheduling category for games to make Windows realize that games are high priority in terms of resource allocation. It's telling it to disable sleep, disable hibernate, disable automatic maintenance mode, so your PC doesn't start doing automatic maintenance, okay, outside of the game. It's disabling any show delay instructions that come with your computer from a control panel perspective. It's restoring any classic contextual menus, which means it's taking all the fancy stuff Windows wraps all your menus with, and it removes those. It disables background apps so that your computer's resources are focused on the game. And it's disabling any widgets that run. So what you'll see will happen after you run this is your notifications area of Windows actually gets like a little sleep mode on. So you don't get any active Windows notifications while you're playing the game as well. Okay, so if you're comfortable with that, double click on this, say run, say yes, say yes. So run, yes, yes, and you'll get this screen. You've successfully executed those. Okay, sound settings. This one is just I think it's overkill, but I think it's something worth doing. If you go into sounds, if there is anything inside here that you're not using. Okay, so for example, I know that my webcam has, yes, I'm going to sign in. I'll sign in, Kent, no stresses, dude. I have 30 minutes. Did you send me the link for the 20? You did. Zleague re-invited you. You did. You're a legend, dude. Okay, cool. I've done it. My webcam, for example, comes with a mic, but I don't use it. All right. So you go in and you disable those inputs. So at the base of Windows, for those who don't know, Windows works on something called IRQs, interrupt requests. So every time you move your mouse, the mouse on your screen moves. But the instruction goes from your mouse to your USB to your bus to your CPU to your GPU displays your mouse moving. So the more things occupied or enabled occupies those IRQs. So imagine lanes on a highway being congested. So by disabling it, you free up those lanes so that other interrupts can use them. Okay, so go disable stuff that you're not using or actively using on your PC. Okay, disable game bar. We've done this previously, but this is the registry fix for it as well. So this is that game mode and all of those things. So it's a registry fix, and basically what it says is game DVR enabled, no. And it goes and it says app capture enabled, no. So it goes and takes those game bar modes and it disables them. Okay, so you can just go and double click on that, and yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I would disable game bar. So there's two here, enable game bar and disable game bar. I would run step 16. If you notice in game that you are experience frame stutters, then come back here and enable the game bar again. Okay, some systems it helps, other systems it doesn't, and this is kind of a as for your system kind of preference. Okay, the next one is VBS, which is your virus threat protection within Windows. Okay, you can if you want to. I don't necessarily suggest this unless you know that your network is completely safe. You've got firewalls and all that good stuff. You can go and add exceptions to your file, to your Windows file, to your Windows app and browser control. So you can go and say, don't scan this game or don't scan this folder. So if you've got a particular game, you can go and add that as an exception inside there so that the antivirus does not scan that folder. Right? I wouldn't suggest it unless you know what you're doing from a network perspective and your network at home is safe. Okay. And the rest of the steps again are also for advanced. So always show all icons. This is a setting to show any hidden folders or files if you need to. And a system restore point is basically once you've done optimizations, you can go and create a system restore point on Windows, which means if anything happens to your PC after that, you can revert back to your system restore point. Okay, but I wouldn't worry about those things. So steps 19, 20, and 21 under the Windows optimizations you can ignore. Okay, I'm going to stop there for now. Okay, for tonight. I'm going to share a link in both our DAO Discord, and I'm going to share a link in my Discord as well for the balance of these settings, which all require you to restart your PC often after each change. So doing it now is not going to be very helpful because I obviously can't do them, and you can't do them either because it's going to require you to restart your PC after each step. Okay. But that file is sitting there. I'm going to take the video instruction that I got for this thing, which is on YouTube. And I'm also going to paste that inside Discord for you. So everything that I've told you, this guy runs through it as well, but he obviously goes through it in a lot more detail than I have. Okay, so let's go to history quickly. You can see all the crap that I've watched. Yeah, I watch myself a lot. This guy over here, also brilliant Cornell. If you guys want, for those intense people like Cappy and them, I'll put this link in here as well. If you want to go and watch that, Cappy, just for interest sake, this guy gets like 300-400 frames per second off some machines. It's insane, what he's able to do. Just want to find the link to this video. That's the timers one. There we go. This is the one. Okay, so this is the guy that'll run you through, and it'll take him 1 hour and 25 minutes. So if you have the time, you're more than welcome to go through this YouTube link and you can go and watch. This is the guy with this optimization pack that I've given you. You can go through it and you can go and have a listen to what he has to say. All right. Any questions? Any questions, guys?
I think everything's good on our side.
You good? Okay, cool. Yeah, play the games. Shout if you have any specific questions around your specific hardware, or if you need advice on upgrading stuff. Shout. I'm here. But yeah, I think we'll end it there, and maybe we do stuff like this again soon.
Yes, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good one. Cheers, cheers.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay, I'm also going to take these things, guys, and I'm going to share them in my Discord as well. What? Why are you so good at Warzone? What are you talking about, dude? I'm not that good. I suck at Warzone. I'm not that good, dude. You're better than me at Warzone, Freestyle. 100%. 100%. Okay, so under general on my Discord as well, guys, I'm busy pasting the links there as well for you guys to go and download and experience this for yourself as well. Go. You can go watch the YouTube video clip, and you've got the files there as well. Hey brother, absolute pleasure. Yeah, if we can get the Dow boys to get an extra 20 frames, why the fuck not, eh? Why not? Why not? Why not? Right. I think that's it. We've got a gap from now until 10 when the 20 starts with Mr. Cappy, with Mr. KentBreezy, sorry. And who else is playing? Zaid is playing. What? Luce is playing. And one other. I'm not sure who it is. But yeah, we got another Zleague. And did you see we won a Zleague, bro? Me and Kent. Sometimes, dude. I'm excited when shit like that happens. Brilliant. Right, I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of music. Intermission screen. I'm gonna go have a smoke. I've spoken a lot. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. It's gonna be about 3-4 minutes. That's cool with you. I will see you guys shortly. Yeah, it was like a dude. Yeah, thanks, man. You're the one that actually got me into this 20 stuff. I'm privileged to play with you legends, and I think I'm learning a lot. And hopefully one day you don't regret inviting me to your 20. Cool, I'll see you guys in a sec, alright? Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, let's catch up on chat. Relene, hello. Bullet, Lumen, Relene, Leandre, hello. Okay, cool. Yeah, good, Colleen. How's it? Russell, am I going to look at the link you have shared in Discord? Yes. Colleen, that and so there's a link I shared in the YouTube video which has got files that you can download, and then the second link is a YouTube video that you can go and follow. Otherwise, you can just follow my YouTube video clip tomorrow morning on my channel, and it'll just guide you through those files, what they do, how to do it, what benefits they give you, and so on. But effectively, that's just some PC optimization stuff. It's going to help you optimize your PC, make your PC run as best as possible so you can get the most frames out of your PC. Freestyle. You're so good at what I'm not. Yeah, I wish. Imagine. Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm going to do just a little bit of Streamlabs, AimLabs training for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then we'll jump into Warzone because at 10 o'clock we got a Quads 20 Rebirth Resurgence Quads 20 with Mr. Breezy. So we're gonna hop into Streamlabs and just clap a little bit of house training, huh? Get this thing grafting. Our screen, AimLabs, let's go. I'm first in that Zleague 20. Let's fucking go. Excited about that. Super excited about that. Okay, offline. Ready. Get the training underway, boys and girls. Alrighty. Ready. Sure. This is probably the best training you're gonna do, boys and girls. AimLabs if you're on mouse and keyboard. Hmm? Yeah. Building muscle memory, boys. One day at a time. One day at a time. Building muscle memory. One day at a time. We have staunch fingers. No, come on, Russell. That one sucked. That one really sucked. Me is back. Welcome, Silence. Welcome, welcome. Is je werk en goedjes? Alles klaar? How you doing? Missing, bro. I'm missing so many. Better. Alles klar, klar. Good. Glad to hear it, dude. Glad to hear it. haven't played yet. Haven't played yet, Silence. I'm gonna jump into the games in a second. We're just warming up, so we've got the 20 starting at 10. So I'm just doing some warm-ups, dude. Just doing some warm-ups. In lab. Lab. I'm gonna update the title, boys. Second. Updating the stream title to in lab. Yep. Okay, that's good. Oh. Hey, Silent, dude, you don't have to apologize to me, bro. Life goes on. Life is, yeah, that shit comes first, man. It's a priority. I get it, dude. I get it. I'm happy. You hear when you hear and you contribute and you support, dude. You, more than happy, dude. More than happy to spend the time with you that you can afford to spend with me. Oh. Yeah. I think we're warm. I think the sand is warm. Yeah. Grinding is hard, dude. You also need some chill time, man. Chill time's important. Very important. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave Discord open because that's probably where we're going to chat for the tourney. What are we gonna be in? Yes. Okay. Let's Battle.net, boys. Let's Battle.net. Battle.net, eh? Cool. Stream title updated. Yes, sir. Definitely ready for a few big guys. Gonna hand them out hard, right? Hard. Hey, thanks, Silence. I appreciate that. Tournament's always nerve-wracking Because, you know, you're playing for something. I don't know what we're playing for. Honest. Let's check. What are you playing for? What are you playing for? Won't be this one, is it? First affair, that's tomorrow. Cool, playing for credits. Zleague credits, so we can play some more Zleague 20s. Oh. Yeah, I think the more I play it, the more my mindset will change, right? So right now, it's like when I play it, I'm like, eee! And I gotta win. But eventually I'll get to a point where I'm like, yeah, it's another 20. And I'm always a believer that you got to put yourself in pressure situations. When you do that, then you get more comfortable playing in those situations. So you're right. Yeah, it'll eventually just be because we're doing it for fun. So I enable that custom frames again. What else did I disable just now? Definitely better on 120 than it was on 20. It's Rebirth. It's Rebirth Quads tournament. They do that with Zleague because you get local lobbies and you find games quickly. So it's an hour. So it's from 10 till 11. Submit your best 2 games. It's quite intense because you're making decisions like, we're not doing so well, pull us, let's start a fresh game. So you're making those kind of decisions on the fly, which is hectic. Hectic. Yeah, and all the boys are playing in this. So Dixon's. Eesh. Yeah, so we're running into people we know, like, quite often. Very cool. How does the game look on stream? Does it look good? Stop being a lazy shit and look myself, huh? Yeah, that looks good. Oh. Like Snacksy. What is Snacksy? Like sexy? One thing I do want to do is I want to just, yeah, I think this is gonna be my. I don't need headies anyway. Maybe I should run that barrel. Hmm. Hmm. The sexy snack? I got you. Okay, so I've put... I love this now. Okay, so I've put Nvidia filters on because I was getting an insane amount of frames. Fucking aim assisted shot that, dude.
Done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
I've put Nvidia filters on. Still getting 160. That's very cool. That is pretty cool. I'm gonna get a bit more. Put that on performance mode.
Set a drop point for your team, soldier.
Why are you laughing, son?
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. This is Dragon 3-1, good cover. Strike inbound. Guys, move. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy launching an advanced UAV. We're exposed. Enemy UAV overhead.
Am I stuck, dude? Wat heet snap? Ek weet nie of dit is nie. Okay. I don't know what you're saying, dude. Do you care to elaborate?
Extract is standing by.
Didn't know. This likes cheating. Gotcha. It's cheating. I thought something was a little bit fucked up with you. Oh. Gotcha.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Like he's cheating. Watch out. Cheating. Oh no, I was getting over 200 FPS. So I put the Nvidia filters on, which brings the frames down, but it just looks better. So I'm happy. So? Jeez, Russell, come on.
Marking targets. You cleared hot.
This is loader 2-0. Good copy. Strike away.
I think he's cheating. Fucking cheating, dude. You're badly. This is making it so fucking obvious. Why are people so fucking sus and on plunder? These little motherfuckers that camp on this building, there he is. A whole team of fucking whole team of campers, man. There's a whole fucking 3-man running around here holding dicks, dude. 3 of them. No gaan laat cock. Make me pull out the loadout. The loadout. Fucking aim assist, bro. Check you. I really wish I could get used to controller, dude. Aim assist, check it, dude. Check aim assist. Check how it locks onto the head. So sad, dude. It's so sad. Because there's 3 of them, dude, and they're camping.
Enemy UAV overhead.
The fucking camping pussies, man. Camping dwessers, man. They're literally holding hands. That's cheating, dude. Check it. Check how that fuck it just goes like this onto your foot. It's unnatural, dude. Aim assist doesn't do that. It's aim lock that does that. Cause I'm not that fucking good, dude. You're just camping a fucking house, dude. That's all you. What the fuck? That's skill-based hit range, dude. What the fuck is this? He wasn't even hitting me. Okay. Fucking raise each other. You're actually gonna have no plates left, dude. Now we're talking.
Striker 3-1, good copy. Strike inbound.
Fuck yeah, oh, fucking camping puss. No ways, dude. Camping little fucks, dude. Camping little fucks. Downed your whole team like 3 times. You're cheating, dude. I cannot believe he's fucking cheating so openly, dude. What the f... Sergeant Max. Stuck now. Yeah, no, dude.
On your right. Unlock a
BRB.
I think we should low-key just pull them. Start the 20. What's up, Black Ass?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Should have to wait for them to join quick.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
one.
Can you invite Master? There we go.
Oh, we're not searching. Who's glitching here?
Lost.
Let go.
Oh, makes sense.
I'm spoiling the kettle, boys.
Oh, that's fine. Da-da-da-da.
Oh, fuck. No. It looks like it's off completely.
Oh,
Yeah, on console.
Yeah,
Probably rebooting it.
he's on PS5 though. It doesn't happen that often on PS5. Dat is dan weer lekker.
Still a console.
Give it a minute. There we go.
Sorry, my thing
Chicken.
for up for some reason.
Let's try and farm teams if we can.
Hier.
Old MacDonald had a farm. Let's do it, boys.
Yeah.
Calm them, bro. Parkies. Where we going? Got one. I think his teammates on the roof.
We can get ready.
Boys on by now. Yes.
Nima?
Oh shit. Dropping cash.
What happened to my AV?
I picked it up. I'm popping it. Oh, nice.
Guys going down to tents.
Remember, just try and lobby a bit.
They're raising up there.
Oh shit.
Enemy UAV overhead. Throwing stuff.
I just ran into like 4 claymores.
Last guy's above. Thank you, them. He's actually, I think, up top here. He's the last guy.
Oh, my gun is stuck in the wall.
Living. In the building. I think there's a second one.
Looking.
There's a loud marker there. Loud marker.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Ooh, different team.
Yo, dude. There's a guy on the buy station. Living.
Loadout drop inbound. Enemy soldier
No.
incoming.
And then
Stop
landlady.
camping in the corners, bro.
Oh, lady, lady is on the train, eh?
Marking new safe zone.
Not yet. I don't have anything. I can check in coins. But besides that, I don't have anything. What do you need? What do you need?
But lady is glitched, eh?
Yeah, you can check in the little download container. Yeah, it is glitched. Okay, now we fall. Oh, that is what the fuck, bro.
What do you
Enemy soldier incoming.
Guys,
Did you get
using
loading?
it,
You can buy
okay.
another one. You want to buy another one?
I can.
Dropping cash? Anyone, please?
Cluster strike incoming.
You plastering from up top yet? Somewhere?
Two, it's three.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. It is.
Done one of the
Yes.
Okay. There's another one right
Oh,
above.
full team here.
Right.
Oh my days. Oh, I did, yeah, this don't team up them. One guy, dude.
How many are there?
There's two. I killed two.
Got people in over, eh?
Enemy soldier incoming.
Two different teams here by me. Shit, I'm glitching out now.
Above you.
Yeah.
We got one of them. He's down. We got two. The third one.
One on the head now.
Did you get the load?
Stay alive. Get.
Back to lady is glitched, so flip.
Oh, it's... I see now. Yo, that's
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
There's one more in the tunnel again. Like on the left, yeah. I don't have any guns.
There's gang guns, yeah? Going down.
One on me, yeah, by the way.
There's a lot of guns there. There's another guy coming in.
No, not like this. Come on, man. Stop camping. He's on the top floor in the window.
There's a full truck coming.
Yeah, in here. Rice skin on in here.
Oh, shotgun. Is he okay?
Yeah. He's been using it.
Nice.
These guns on the bottom floor, if you guys need.
Are you somewhere there? Hint? Yeah.
I have a lot of guns there at the bottom floor. A lot of them.
You have loads of people coming in.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
Found one.
What's that? Oh, conversion.
Another one. On the stairs.
Okay, they're going green mark. Nice, you got him.
He's on the stairs there, guys, going up.
I think last already got him.
Yeah, I got the one at the bottom.
Okay, come.
Full clean, yeah.
Nice, right?
Right?
I've got one down.
Oh, that attack. Oh, yeah?
Another one over here.
Oh, they low.
Another rose hiding behind that round mark.
Yeah.
He's laser.
Just behind you.
I got the right.
Oh, flip. Just above you. Ach, below you.
It's just unmarked stuff, Sad. Unping yo shit.
Here. Oh, unkill. There they are.
One landing in.
One behind you.
He's down.
Nice.
O massa tem push.
So he's there at the bottom. Nice. He's
Hold on, guys.
Nice.
Yes.
Solid effort.
You guys still there?
Update again.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Good. Good. Keep doing that. The wins are important, especially when you're doing the Zleague stuff. Oh yeah, Kent.
Hello. Yeah, just waiting for the fourth.
I'm
He's
back.
in.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, we. Oh, okay. Oh, rah.
Okay, boys, let's get it.
You fucking aim assist. Get good, bro. I'm still gearing up. I'm in.
Black Hawk. Let's go.
Control. Wait.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go.
Oh, boys, we landed everywhere then.
Enemy team is tracking your position. Your primary objective is to kill them all. Setting AT mine. Enemy UAV overhead.
It's Johnny. Johnny.
Oh, yes, sweetie. Oh, down himself.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Do I need guns? Normal. It's got a few bugs.
What?
Like second floor.
What the fuck? I
Like
can
Moscow,
tap
should
last.
Moscow,
Give me a
should
tap, give me a tap, give me a tap. Tap, tap. Touch me.
Oh, I'm coming.
I know you
Coming,
want.
coming.
One here somewhere, Kent. Above. Running back.
He's run down the hole, black guy.
He's cracked.
Down the hole.
No. The whole team down now.
Running down here.
Yeah, they're upstairs, above stairs.
Oh, that was fun. Just hold them.
Triple squad bar, Alba.
Okay.
Kent, you good?
There's all coming.
Is that alright?
He's going up.
Got no plates? Gas on the stairs?
Yeah, he went up. I'm gonna try and go for Blurry.
Is Kent AFK?
Yeah, that's a guy for my brother. And I told him I'm in a tournament, so he took extra long just because he hates me right now. That's all good.
Brother love, bro. Brother love.
Kent here.
Oh, behind me, top of me.
They're on the roof.
Down him.
Found him. On the side of the building.
No, what? I'm inside the building, man. What? That's BS, man. Absolute BS. Absolute BS.
They're dropping in on you. Boom! What the fuck? No ways.
Some. Let's get each other.
There's some OCSs and
They're camping and holding hands.
Down one. Here is here. Three guys.
Yeah, there's 4 and 10.
We got one, yeah, there's another one on me. Full team. Crazy.
There's one landing on top of... three landing on top of controllers.
I'm getting shot from you.
Still 2 bottom control.
Oh, this should be
I have a chip on me.
Oh, this lobby's old and no key.
Full team big green camping and big green. Full team.
Fuck off. I can actually turn up my radio.
On the roof. One, yeah, one, yeah.
Two and 10, right? Rest of the team.
Sorry?
You locked the gate.
No, Danon just went out. He's coming back later.
Imagine getting fucking my own loadout this run. The guy over here. Green.
Landed top big green.
There's one in there. Last guy.
Oh,
Oh, I just got trusted. I'm not actually. Someone's landing on me. What a dickhead.
and everything's wall bangable on this bloody
People
map.
coming up the road. I downed one on my phone.
Down to 1 second floor. Big green.
You can see him on the right there. Yeah, he's gonna get the res behind that box.
See, he's right here, right?
Coming to help you.
Two coming up, two coming up.
Yes, I'm good. I've got him.
No, I got sniper on the
Small shit. Kent, you good?
I'm chilling, just annoyed. I'm chilling.
Yeah, you're good. Focus up, dude. Focus up.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Scared. Gave him Mr. Jules and all their buddies and you know.
Gabe is in this game.
Yeah.
And Jules. And Hudson. No boys, they're gonna rush the tits out of us.
Ah, they must come.
Okay, can we coordinate where we're landing this time? Last
It was good if you just split it.
last time we were all over.
No, it's good. If you land it, everyone lands it somewhere. Farm kills like that. But
Yeah.
But Gabe and them always land top prison, by the way. I'm gonna land on my
Okay.
fucker.
Gas is approaching your position. Move to the safe zone.
Lost people on there. There you go.
Yep, Gabe's team.
Okay. You don't know.
We've got to catch that piece. Shot it, you know.
I don't know, it was team knife.
Loadout drop on the way.
On the roof.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Oh, loader camper. They're gonna camp our loadout now. They're all there.
Yeah. You almost cocked Jules.
I'm just gonna land prison, bottom prison.
They're coming through you, Zuki, under you.
They're still down there. At the bottom of Granny.
Actually left. The lads.
No, still here.
No, they're still there.
Fuck off, man.
Broke that down you? Got him?
Ah, got shot on the side.
Got one top front.
I got him. Nice.
Just see it.
Oh, still I've lost.
He's actually so sad. Carefully on the roof, watching you.
There's 3 of them.
Oh,
Oh, that was
I don't know, that team and that granny was with us.
They chilled. The TikTokers. Sweaty TikTokers. The other guy left, I think.
It's only the two of us.
It's only the 2 of us. How can we be through?
what clan
Just the
or
2 of us.
Gaben in part of?
yeah.
They left. So I don't know who they're gonna join.
Weren't they part of Viben?
Yeah, they left Ivan. I
Okay.
don't know which. Maybe JHC. I would think JHC maybe. We'll join them.
Yeah.
Actually, I have no flipping clue. But respect to the man, bro. It's like you camping loadouts, and they just all vie, dude.
Sure.
They just literally left loadout alone. Big respect to them.
You guys have any opinions about skill-based hit ridge? This
This game is too fucked up to...
not even a bullet near me, hey, but it's hitting nowhere near me.
I don't think there's anything clutch. I think this game's just fucked up. So just people come up with these things.
I don't know if it's just because the kill cam is like desynced, but none of those bullets were even on me. But I was dying.
Like I said, it's the game. And also, on TikTok, a lot of people like imitate scope and stuff. They actually show like it's nowhere near, even the flinch, but like they still get the headshots and stuff. No buy.
Oh, Sky's behind you.
No. I don't have a clue. Yo, he picked up a Zen 40.
Well, one down, yeah.
I'm dead. I'm doing Mauritius. I'm not in English.
Yeah, it was so very cute.
How did I not even get a kill?
Oh, oh.
Oh, one here on my body. On there.
They've just closed all the doors here. I was gonna die.
Down one on your roof.
I don't have the guns to fight it.
Yo, there's so many teams here. Kid.
Oh, fucking...
Let's get Blurry.
Nah. There's like 3 teams there now.
Oh, above. 2 guys. They got load up. They beam in me. Oh.
One's in the middle and one's on top.
Oh. I'm gonna go other
You
loadout.
can-
Got my kill.
You camper. Fuck, man. Hey, got nazes.
At the back part of this window.
Yeah, there's 2. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, shit. On top. He's gonna get raised. You can do that back up.
Keep
You
an eye on
have
me.
to come into zone now.
Am I?
Okay, he just died. Oh, his other team is right there.
Oh,
Oh, dat was achter.
push,
Dat
push
was
body
achter.
now.
Is he hacking?
Ja, the
I
guy
didn't check.
on Auber. He's hacking. His name is like hacker something.
Ugh.
That's good, dude. I'm glad you're coming back to watch it a little. We've all missed you.
Oh, well, it's
Had a,
unfortunate.
had a couple of people asking in on Facebook
Oh,
on
we
the
have to make this last game
Facebook
count
groups where you
Let's go
are and
nuts.
what you're up to and how you been and all that good stuff. So I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad. And thanks for the follow, dude. I appreciate that.
Their game there? We were like 8, 9, 7, and 4, I think.
No, that guy locked onto me as he ran out, then he locked onto last through the walls. Started shooting.
I didn't even check. I just skipped because I thought there were like 4 of them. Because like 3 of them started shooting at me at the same time. So
Enemy soldier incoming.
No, I'm not Kelly. Reverse not my game style at all. Like, it's hard for me to play this. But I'm enjoying the tourney stuff. Learning a lot.
Enough practice. Time for some more training.
Yeah, but you've always been a rebirth person, Kelly.
Battle Royale. Alright, soldier. Mark the drop point. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone. Alright, lads. Let's get started. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
I'm gonna buy lady. They buy a lady.
Get it done.
No.
I'm just gonna come to control. Don't think anyone landed prison.
Oh, there's a
No.
50 my puppy.
Our bounty is
Oh,
in.
yeah, look, oh, and I'm dead. Action's coming for you.
Wow, Kent.
All
Just-
middle, all in the middle. All of them.
Got one.
Got 2 done. There's 1 left, I
Oh,
think.
the last is
Just leave him. Go for lady.
Unload out.
Fucking niggas camping in the corner.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Found one on loadout.
Shotgun. Fuck.
There's 2 more.
300 ping. Really? This is 20. Yeah, playing with Kent. Oi.
What? What? How did we die there?
What the fuck, dude? These oaks are. That guy's hacking as well. Lol, lol, lol.
That one oak is playing on like 320 ping.
Well, another hacker, dude. I stunned him and he locked onto me and he's level 1. Okay, Activision not banning your stupid people.
Ricochet working flat out. Flat.
So we still have time to get into another lobby.
Yep. Yeah, Carls, this is Zleague 20 quads, but it's only for credits. Zleague credits. But yeah, not going too well at this stage. We're trying. But me and Kent won just now at 7. We played from 6 until 7. Him and I won a Zleague 20. So I'm getting into this little 20 vibes. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I only know you playing Rebirth, Kelly. I've never watched you play big map.
She hasn't played in a while.
Yeah.
I see she's becoming a professional dancer.
Becoming a what?
She's becoming a professional dancer.
Yeah, they're pole dancing and all that good stuff, man.
Oh, no one mentioned pole dancing, that guy.
The truth is out.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy soldier incoming.
Everybody's fucking TTV in this clan. In this
Time's over, mate. You're going to the war zone.
YTV, TTV. Getting into the lobbies, boys.
Wow! Oh wait, headquarters has a nice thing. We should go straight to headquarters. And,
Mark the drop point for your team. You'll need it. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone. Alright, lads, let's get it done.
On me. Oh, one shot there. He's still one of the pillars. Tickle toes. Behind him. I'm dead. He's also a bullet. Tickle his toe.
Sorry, Kent.
Is hij buiten? His other teammates are dropping in as well now. Oh, different team, sorry.
Oh, the guy at the bottom.
Oh, I don't have any ammo.
Whatever. At the back of your gun. Thank you.
Already. Should I drop in cash?
And you fucking played these. Ooh. Yeah.
There's a...
Oh my god, I got the loadie at least.
I get that.
What the fuck? They're pushing A. Oh shit.
I'm flashed.
You good?
Yeah, that's good. He's going to picture them. Fuck they,
Motherfuckers are my rockets.
Yeah, but guys, first I need to control the bottom here.
Oh yeah. Look at this.
A lot of
He's
precision.
in the close look.
Me? Johnny. Broken one.
He's 3. Stand back.
I broke one of them. He's running to the back prison.
Oh, fuck.
Gun is affected.
Green, bro. Outside the door.
There's one more outside.
I see.
You go on that one.
Yes,
No.
Flip on that stuff here.
Oh, team above.
Yeah. Fucking hiding at the upstairs. One on the roof.
Friendly precision airstrike in.
Dave?
I don't know where I'm getting shot from. He's on the roof.
One going down to the stairs by roof. He's going up and down. On the left hand side.
Broken one.
Yeah, mate. Got one down. There's two more. God of War.
Again, there was one right here by you.
Not randoms. They're both Cowboys. The two others. Their lives aid.
I'm gonna land Lodi. Oh, there's people on there. There's one more, I don't know. Can I raise? Yeah, on the stairwell, going down. Nice, I got my kill.
No. Come on, man. Pushing me.
Sure, dude.
Aim assist just doesn't let go. Yo.
Can de ook Blurry.
Yeah.
Skill.
There's like 2 teams over here. Yeah. There are guns here as well, but I wouldn't advise coming there.
Come again?
Our team's in a safe zone.
I'm fucking hiding in the fucking bathroom with a crossbow. My God. I'm not playing.
Nice.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
Shot it. Oh, no. Good luck, here I come.
On my body.
They're just camping the stairs of prison. Like 3 of them to prove.
10 seconds for me.
Where is it safe to drop in without these oaks camping? Come on, man! They're standing on the roof, and every time we land down, they jump down. Losers, man. Come on. Who's that? Oh,
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah.
10 remain.
stuff.
Rough lobbies at the end of the night. It's fine.
Yo, dude.
Welcome to the dark side.
Hey, boys. GG's.
Okay.
Thanks for the
Thanks, boss.
games.
Thanks for the games.
You too.
Cheers,
Away, boys.
everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers.
Looked like we came second.
And that one.
Yeah. 11 points away.
Oh,
Sadly.
I still get
Oh.
credits, I suppose.
Yeah, we do.
Cool stuff, dude. Thanks for the games.
Yep.
Appreciate it,
Thank you,
man.
boys.
Take it easy.
Sloppies.
Cheers, cheers. Okay, that's enough. My eyes are sore. My eyes are so sore. Sweaty little shits. Right, who is still on? Who is still on? Go sleep, Grumpy. I'm not grumpy. I'm perturbed. That's an old man's word. Perturbed. Are we rating anybody? Huh? Anybody on that's worth rating? Here's Mr. Ice. Hilly Belly. Sleep you nicely, nah? Sleep you nicely. I'm gonna give Gabe a raid just because his title says Rebirth Sweating, and that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. So I'm gonna send you guys over who are still here. Thank you very much for a lucky evening. It was well done. Thanks, Lumen. Thank you, Killy. Thank you, Silent. Thank you, Button. Thank you, everybody. Take it easy, guys. We shall see you tomorrow night. Much love. Cheers.
I'm not really the best, but I did the best I could, you know.
Right, for those on YouTube, you guys have a great